Hello and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to part 9 of my sub setup series. This is the series where you guys send me your drift setups and I showcase them here on the channel. This time round the build has come down from GMSPEED and it's for the Group 4 M4. Now GMSPEED and this particular car will be very recognisable to a lot of you guys that have got involved with Beasted Discord servers and the online lobbies that we have done for previous drift montages and things like that. He's always been there with us nearly every single time, and it's almost always this car that is going around the track. So if you've ever wondered what it is like to drive his car in his setup, you'll be able to do that today. At the end of the video I will give you the full settings that he has sent over to me so you can give it a go for yourselves. The one thing I will quickly say before I go any further though is that when I was actually messaging GMSPEED on the PlayStation messaging app, he did explain to me that sometimes he uses this build with comfort hard tyres and sometimes with comfort mediums. Now the images that were sent over to me for this were all with comfort medium tyres on, so I have stuck to that and I haven't deviated whatsoever. However, when you're trying to set up, you might want to mess around with the tyres a little bit. I'm sure hards would work just as well as mediums, but just see what works best for you. Just like every single build that I have received so far in this entire series, this one is another absolute beauty. There's nothing really here that I would change. I probably will go away and just try it with these comfort hard tyres now that I've recorded all of this and give that a go and see which one I prefer. But ultimately this is consistent, it's great fun to use, and I don't think you'll be disappointed if you want to give it a go. So a massive thank you to you GMSPEED for sending this one over. I've been really enjoying this, and as always with all of these videos I've had loads of fun putting it together. I really enjoy trying out what you guys send over to me. Like I said in the last video, and just in case you missed that episode, unfortunately at the moment I'm not taking any of your builds. I've still got a load to work through, but once I start to get towards the end of the backlog I will then let you know again and you can start sending bits over to me. So onto the all-important competitive bit. How well is this car going to do on the Dragon Trail drift trial against all the other cars that have been submitted so far? It's tight at the top with Justice Magnetic still holding on to that #1 spot, but will GMSPEED be able to take him down? The rules are simple, but if you've never seen one of these videos before I will just very quickly explain it. I give myself 5 minutes to do as many runs as I possibly can on the Dragon Trail drift trial. The highest score that I achieve within that time frame is the one that is recorded. I post on here and it goes onto the leaderboard. I always record this bit last, so I give myself a fair chance to learn the car and also the car a fair chance to get a nice big score and see how well it does on the leaderboard. So what you're now seeing is the best run that I got with GMSPEED's build, and the one thing I will say with this car is that all the runs I did within that 5 minutes were all really consistent. Quite often with these builds you do tend to get a big fluctuation in points, but this one really hung around the same sort of mark over and over again until I got one run that just eclipsed the rest of them, and it was a good few hundred points higher. And there we go across the line with a very respectable 10,892 points. And if we go and take a look at the leaderboard, that puts you in a firm 3rd position. I'd definitely take a podium anytime. Congratulations to you GMSPEED, fantastic job with this build. Once again a massive thank you for sending this one over to me, and before I take you over to the settings that GMSPEED has come up with, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to each and every one of you that has commented on a video recently. I really enjoy reading them all. Some of the stuff you put down there is just fantastic to read. Also, thanks for liking the videos, it really helps them grow when you do. And if you haven't done so yet, please make sure you subscribe. But let's go straight over now to the settings and I'll show you what GMSPEED has come up with. So for this one you are going to need some mileage points. You need to take the power level there all the way to level 2 and take it up to the top at 125%. That's going to leave you 493 brake horsepower. With the weight reduction, he's gone all the way to level 3, dropped it as far as he can, which is 69%, and that's going to leave you 941 kilograms. Traction control is set to 0. Now, like I've spoken about a few times in this video already, he's got comfort mediums, both front and rear. However, give hards a go as well and see which ones you prefer. Brake balance is set to 0. Ride height on the front is 75 and on the rear is 77. The natural frequency is 2.8 both front and rear. Anti-roll bar is set to 7 on the front and 5 on the back. The compression and rebound remain the same here at 55-55, and 85 and 85. Camber angle on the front is set to 1.5 and on the rear it's at 2. Toe angle is set out 0.12 and in 0.15 on the rear. The downforce here is set to 156 on the front and 450 on the back. So basically all the way down, but just a few clicks above on the front there. The differential is set to 25, 45 and 25. And the transmission is fully customised. The maximum speed has been set to 162 miles per hour, and everything else then should just fall into place. If you do go on to give this a go, make sure you use the comment section to let GMSPEED know exactly what you think about this build. Thanks for coming past the channel today, and I'll see you all on the next one.